What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Shabazz. Welcome to the channel. So, I just finished watching Demon Slayer. And let me tell y'all, this movie was phenomenal. I give it a solid 8.5 out of 10, but other people will give it higher, other people will give it lower. So, let me give y'all a rundown of what happened. Spoiler warning in advance, because I'm basically going to tell y'all the entirety of what happened. So, y'all ready? If you don't want to be spoiled, it is your opportunity to leave the video. We have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So, you got Tanjiro, Inosuke, bum-ass Zenitsu, and Nezuko, right? They're going on the train because they heard from a crow that Demon Slayer Corps members were being killed on the train. So, they went to accompany the Flame Hashira, Rengoku. It's kind of OP. I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of OP. So they go and they hijack the train. They tell him like, yo, there's demons on the train. There are demons gonna be killing people on the train. So he says that as I bet y'all can get valid. Two demons show up. Rengoku demolishes them in an instant, right? But those are like not even. They were like lower level demons, right? Easy work, easy money, right? But then you see a glimpse of a lower one of the 12 moons, the 12 highest ranked demons, and you got 6, and you got the upper 6, like lower 6, upper 6, right? So a lower one of those, he was on the train. Like, oh yeah, he's like making his plot. His plot was to eat every human on the train. Obviously, that's not good. So to do that, he knew that Demon Slayer Corps, Rengoku, Tanjiro, Inosuke, Zenitsu, he knew they were on it. He knew they were on the train. So he was like, I bet I'm gonna put my energy into the tickets. And as soon as the conductor punches the ticket, everyone is going to sleep, including the Demon Slayer Corps, right? So he does that. The conductor punches the ticket. They all knock out, right? Now he hired 4 people. Well, not really hired. He manipulated 4 people who were, I guess, dying, right? One had TB and others had like undisclosed illnesses, right? So he told them, yo, I will give y'all happy dreams if y'all go into these 4, Rengoku, Tanjiro, Inosuke, and Zenitsu, and kill their spiritual core, which in essence would destroy their being. So they're all having happy dreams or various other dreams, right? When Goku's having a dream about his mom, he's having a dream about telling his dad that he became a Hashira, right? Because his pops was a Hashira. So he was like, yo, dad, I'm a Hashira. The dad, he didn't give 2 fucks whatsoever. He was like, he doesn't see the sight. He didn't even care that his son followed in his footsteps, right? So he was like, I bet, fuck you now, right? So he told his brother, he's like, yo, I'm a Hashira. Follow what you want to do, be what you want to be, right? Good advice from an older brother to a younger brother. Be who you want to be and just be the best at it, right? So, boom. He then gets hijacked in his thing, and he's still asleep, mind you. He's still asleep. And the person that was hired to go into his core, he was almost about to slice it, and then Rengoku was like, nah. And sorry, like, he is still sleeping at this moment, but his physical body was like, nah, and choked him out. So he's choking him out, right? So we get to Tanjiro's dream, right? And Tanjiro's dream is happy because you see his mom and you see his siblings that were killed by Muzan still alive, right? So I'm like, I bet, like, okay, but it's a mental mindfuck because we know they got demolished. They got killed by Muzan, which hence turned Nezuko into a demon, which hence was the cause of this entire thing, right? So his sword was missing, or his sword was like gone. And he's living his life. He's living in the dream with his mom and with his siblings, right? So they're still alive and all that, right? He goes to fetch some water, right? And he looks into his inner self, which is the real Tanjiro. He's up. He's like, yo, my man's wake up, wake up, wake up. Like, if you don't wake up, he realizes someone's gonna harm him if he continues to be asleep. So he's telling him to wake up, wake up, wake up. So he realizes that he's up. He realizes he's in a sleep, but his body won't wake up. So the Tanjiro in the dream, he is like, yo, like, what's going on? This is when Nezuko comes in clutch. She's fake an MVP of this, right? So she comes in clutch because she comes out of her box, and she realizes that he's asleep. So she's waking him up, and then she's like, "I bet." She headbutts him. Bam. You know, Tanjiro got a big ass head, and he got a hard ass head. So she starts leaking, and she's tight. So Tanjiro, he senses that like she's hurt. He's like, "Yo, like let's go save Nezuko. Let's go save Nezuko." Right now, we know that she has a blood demon art, right? So it's like a flame demon art, whatever, right? So she senses that there's demon energy within the ropes. Sidetrack. Tanjiro, Inosuke, Zenitsu, and Rengoku were tied up with the people hijacking their dream. Fast forward, she realizes that there were demon energy within the ropes, so she burns it, which is then, I guess, kind of signalizes to Tanjiro that he realized like he's a demon slayer. He flames up, he gets his sword, he gets his little robe on, and he's valid. So he is like, I need to leave. So he leaves. He's running out. And then he stops because he sees the Nezuko that was alive prior to her turning into a demon. So he starts crying, and he just stays in place. And then his mom and his other siblings catch up to him. He's like, where are you going? And he says, yo, it's been fun. I wish this never happened. I wish I never went out that day. He starts regretting all his decisions and stuff. He realizes that, yo, you guys aren't real, but you guys will always be a part of me. And then he starts running away. He's like, goodbye. I miss you guys. I love you guys. So he runs. But then the youngest sibling, I think he never said a word yet. He says, Tanjiro. And then he realizes that. He's like, I'm sorry. And he starts crying. That's what got me. I'm like, damn, that's really tough. Because, bro, you saying goodbye to your family not once, but twice. That's crazy. He's like still lost. Like, how do I get out of my dream? Like, how do I wake up? That's when his pops pulls up. His pops is like, yo, my mans, in order to wake up, you gotta do what must be done. And he realizes that, yo, in order to get out, I gotta kill myself in the dream. So he kills himself. Mad dramatic. Like, what if this doesn't work? Oh my god. And he's like, ah. And he kills himself and he wakes up. But then the person still is in his dream now, right? So the person that's in his dream, he finds his core. But before that, he gets into, like, I guess the dimension that the core resides in, right? So he gets in there, and other people's are like dark, other people's are like, Rengoku's was like very, he was like a force on fire type shit. Tanjiro's was peaceful and calm and a beautiful soul. Because as we know, he's kind of a pure-hearted person. Like, he cries when he kills a demon. He is a kind-hearted, gentle soul. So his soul represented that. And the dude realizes that this is, like, as Tanjiro wakes up, he's crying because he realizes, yo, I almost killed this man off for myself. That's the end of Tanjiro's part. So let's get to Inosuke's part. Inosuke, he thinks he's a leader of this entire thing. So he thinks that Tanjiro, Zenitsu, Nezuko, they're all his minions. So they destroy a train. We'll get to that later. So they destroy a train, and he's hype. The person trying to hijack him in his dream, she gets like, she's like, yo, where the hell is this thing soul at? And he pulls up out of nowhere and starts like chasing her and shit. So I guess kind of like the survival instinct, because he's a boar. He's like, he grew up in the wild, like, so he got that survival instinct, right? Now we get to Zenitsu's dream, and it's like him and Nezuko, because you know he loves her and shit. So it's him and Nezuko, and they have a little happy dream or whatever. But then the person, so like, that's that. The person trying to hijack him it's dark, and they got Zenitsu with scissors. He's like, yo, why are you in my dream, bruh? It's only meant for Nezuko. So he basically gets slipped. Like, it's over. GG's. So fast forward. We got Tanjiro. He's up. He realizes that, yo, why are people here? So him and Nezuko, they're both up. He's like, oh, thank you for waking me up, whatever. So he's like, yo, Nezuko, deal with those while I'm roast for everyone else, right? So he's about to go to see the vibes, see like what the hell's going on. So before that, the people who hijacked the dreams, they all wake up and they realize like, yo, my man's, this is our only chance to get a happy dream. You ruined it for us. So they try to fight him. He doesn't kill him. He just puts him to sleep. Chop the neck, all three of them, right? And then the person who hijacked his dream, he starts crying and tells him like, yo, I'm so sorry. I almost tried to kill you because you have a beautiful soul. And I was like, that's a fact. My son got a beautiful soul. What are you talking about? So, yeah. So he's like, what you going to do? He's like, I'm going to be here, right? But then prior to this, one of the shorties violated my man's, and he was like, yo, that's why you got tuberculosis. I was like, yo, like, why you coming at my man's crazy? He's like, what the hell's going on with you? So he got TB, like, you know, he's sick, like, he's sickly and shit. Like, what the hell? Alright, so on top of the train is a lower one. As I mentioned earlier, you got the lower six are called the lower moons, and the upper six are called the upper moons, right? He's a lower one demon. His powers, I guess, to put people to sleep, but he also can assimilate into objects, right? So, Tanjiro, we'll get to that later. But Tanjiro, he gets on top of the train, and he sees him, and he starts like slicing them up, right? He starts trying to charge forward, but he has the ability to put people to sleep. Once you look into his eyes, so he puts him to sleep multiple times. He keeps waking up to realize that Tanjiro keeps killing himself off in the dream. Because he realized that in order to wake up, you got to kill yourself in the dream. So he keeps killing himself. And he actually slices him up in the neck. But to his discovery, that's not his body. His body is a part of the train now. So he assimilated in the train. So now the entire train is one demon, right? So now, at this point, Inosuke wakes up. He's outside. He's like, yo, what the hell's going on here? He's like, yo, the demon's in the train. He is the train. He was like, because so now in Inosuke's dream, as I mentioned, he was fighting a train, right? So it's kind of like, he kind of called it, but not really, right? So Inosuke, he realized, yo, I bet. So what we gotta do? He's like, all right, you take this half, I go try to find I'll go inside. So he goes inside. Inosuke's like, he's wilding, right? Protecting the people, because again, Tanjiro always protects the people first. So he's like, yo, make sure no one humans gets hurt. He's like, Inosuke was like, I bet, cool. So now you got them two, they're awake. Zenitsu is still slumped, but as you know, he has an alter ego kind of, I don't know kind of deal that is, but he has an alter ego who kind of a badass, not gonna lie, kind of a badass. So Nezuko was about to get, I guess, mauled by the demon, and then Zenitsu was like, nah, like, lightning, thunder breathing, first form, and it was over. Like, he was like, I will protect you. So you got Nezuko and him in one of the carts. When Goku wakes up, he starts wilding. He's like, yo, I got I think it's like 9 carts. He's like, yo, I got 5 of these shits by myself. The rare 5, I got him. Zenitsu and Nezuko got 1, and Inosuke, y'all go for the person. Y'all go for the head demon of this shit, right? So, bet. They're doing their thing. Inosuke and Tanjiro team up. They basically slay the demon eventually, right? But this was before Inosuke, I say he is the MVP of the first half of the show, the whole shit, right? Because when he kind of called that the train was evil kind of way, I don't know, but in his dream he fought the train and he's like, oh, I called it, right? So he's the MVP for that. But the reason why he's the MVP of the first half of the movie, I would say because he saved Tanjiro's life. So as I mentioned, right, Tanjiro kept killing himself off in a dream, right? So now the demon is in his final form, like mad big and shit with mad eyes. And as you know, if you look at the demon in the eyes and he blinks it, you get to go to sleep. So he decides to close his eyes. It almost slits his neck, killing him off for real. And Inosuke was like, nah, don't do it. And boom. The reason why the demon's magic or demon's art didn't work on Inosuke because he's a boarhead. He wears the boarhead. So he couldn't really catch the gaze of Inosuke because the eyes of, that's not his eyes. Like, he sees it, but he doesn't see through them. So he can see other places and shit. So that's why he was able to finesse the entire system. But he saves Tanjiro's life, which shout out to my boy Inosuke for doing that. He's a real one. So they fighting, they do a double move and slice the demon's neck, so killing him off. And he's like, oh, how did I lose? How did I lose? Because of you. You know how the demons work in Demon Slayer. They're like, oh, yeah. So he dies. We thinking everything's valid. But I'm looking at my phone. I'm like, yo, my man, it's only 8 something. This shit ends at 9. So what the hell's going on? This is when shit hits the fan. Because Nezuko slumped. Zenitsu slumped. Tanjiro is wounded. He got stabbed in the gut by the conductor. Nosuke's valid. He's a little scrapes or whatever. And Rengoku's valid, right? Apparently, you could control your breathing. You could control your breathing. You could stop yourself from bleeding. I guess anime logic. I don't know. So Rengoku's like, yo, my man, just breathe, concentrate, breathe, concentrate, breathe, concentrate. I'm like, my man, you can't do it. So he does it, right? And Tanjiro does it. He's valid. He stops bleeding, but he's still wounded, but he's not bleeding to death, right? So now you're like Shabazz, what's going on now? Upper 3 demon pulls up, bruh. An upper 3 demon pulls up. So I'm like, oh nah. First of all, shout out to Chris and Danny. Y'all bum asses fell asleep. What the hell is wrong with y'all? But anyway, so they slump, whatever. So I'm watching the movie. I'm like, I bet. An upper 3 demon pulls up. I'm like, what the hell? Like, I thought this was like, why are there 2 demons, right? But when Goku fights the upper 3 demon, doing some amazing ass techniques, bro. As a flame Hashira, bro, he was lit. He was lit. But he's not a demon. So as an upper 3, you're one of the head honchos, right? One of the strongest demons that exists besides Muzan. Because they're direct descendants. So they're like lining from Muzan. Their blood is Muzan's blood. So I'm like, I bet. His regenerative abilities are out of this world. So Rengoku's putting in work. He is putting in work. But again, he's a demon, so dude can regenerate mad fast. So, but at the same time, Rengoku's taking damage. So I'm like, I bet he's taking damage. I don't know, like, what's gonna happen. So this dude says, flame breathing like Rengoku, right? He named it, he has a name for a technique. You know you OP when you got your own name for a technique, first of all. So that's just like his final stance or whatever, right? His final stand, he tries to like kill him, right? To no avail. Because the dude, the demon, the upper 3, he put his whole arm in this fucking person's stomach, bro, like in Rengoku's stomach. So Rengoku's like, damn, like I can't, like I'm gonna die out of this, right? But he finds the power within to take his sword and to jam it in his neck, almost killing him. And mind you, you know how demons need to be out of the sunlight before sunrise. So this all happening at nighttime. The sun's about to rise. He realizes this. And he's like, yo, I need to get out of here before shit happens. He's like, yo, he realizes that. So he breaks off his own arms or whatever. He regenerates, he runs. You know, Inosuke and Tanjiro, they realize, they say, yo, we gotta go, because if not, this is gonna be all for nothing. Dude does his beast breathing. He tries to slice him up. He misses. The demon's about to leave. He's about to get into the forest, into the darkness, so he doesn't get burned and doesn't get killed by the sun. Tanjiro throws his sword with the flame dancing shit. I forgot the name of it. Whatever. He throws it. I'm thinking it's going to hit the sword and completely slice the dude's neck off. Like, what? Or at least burn the forest down so the freaking sunlight can hit him and he dies. That's what I'm thinking. No, he hits him in like the shoulder. And I'm like, my man, it's like, that's not gonna do nothing, bro. Like, you really throw your sword hoping to kill him, but you miss, right? So now I know what y'all thinking. What happens now? Rengoku dies. He dies talking to them is like, yo, you guys have potential to be the next Hashira in the Demon Slayer Corps. And Tanjiro, he does one of his powerful speeches like, yo, like as the demon's running away, he's like, yo, you are not the victor of this fight. When Goku's the victor of the fight because he stayed to the end. You ran like a little bitch. Yeah, right? Like a coward. Well, I say a little bitch, but he said coward. He didn't curse. He didn't say bitch. I'm saying he ran like a little bitch, right? Ooh, a little son, like, ooh, wow, like, I'm gonna die. Oh my god, yeah. Like, see the fight to the end. Don't be pussy. That's what I mean. But yeah, so when Goku's telling him, yo, like, I'm glad I got to know y'all. Y'all have potential to be the next Hashira. I'm like, I bet. Like, that's cool. Tanjiro's crying like a little bitch. Inosuke, who doesn't really cry, but he's crying. Zenitsu, he wakes up, he realizes that, like, yo, this shit's going on. Like, damn, like, he starts crying. Like, damn. So now, I'm like, all right. This dude, Tanjiro, got no sword now. So he just, like, literally, if you watch the anime, he just got the sword, like, the second to last episode of the season. The first season. He just got a new one. Because the old one broke. He just got a new one. So I'm like, bet. Like, what the hell? Like, so the person who made it, one's going to be dumb tight. Because, like, my man, you just got the shit. Like, you just got the sword, bruh. But I don't. So now this is the crow. His, like the Demon Slayers get their own personal crows. His crow cries, and he's telling like all the other Hashira, like, yo, like he died. Rengoku is dead. So the head of the Demon Slayer Corps, the blind dude, the master, he's like, yo, I'm saddened, but not really, because he fought a very good fight. No humans died. Everyone was saved. And he realized that, yo, he went out in a blaze of glory, kind of, right? Two things in the entire movie had me in my Birkin, right? The first one was when Tanjiro saw his family alive and he had to leave. That had me in my thug tier, right? Second thug tier, when Rengoku died, right? Third was before he died, he saw his mother who passed away, not like a little when he was a baby, right? Well, not a baby. When he was younger, his mom passed, and so he saw his mom, and he was like, Mom, did I do a good job? And his mom was like, yeah, you did a great job. I'm proud of you. I was crying my eyes out, bro. I was like, shit. Fuck. Like, I was like, yo, even now, like, I'm about to start crying, and I'm like, yo, it was sad. It was sad. It was very sad. Like, honestly, I liked the movie. I hope you guys did too. Feel me? Like, if you watch it, take my words to heart. You will enjoy this movie. If you haven't watched it already, you will watch it. You will enjoy it. You will cry, because I cried. And I'm gangster. But gangsters cry too, man. Thugs cry too, man. Word. But that's alright. But for right now, I want you guys to drop a like. Subscribe if you're new. Tell a friend to tell a friend. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.